Well, howdy there folks, and welcome into today's video. So now that the Model S Plaid, my Model S Plaid has been towed away, I have a lot more time on my hands to buy stocks and make YouTube videos. So I hope you guys enjoy this today. We're going to get into 5 stocks that I just bought here today. Yes, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 5 stocks I bought here today and why I bought these 5 particular stocks. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, just so you know, we got a free 7 days going on right now for the private stock group. So if you ever want to experience a private stock group and get in there for a free 7 days, check it out now. That will be pinned comment if you're interested in that. Alrighty guys, so before we get into this, anybody that knows my channel, you know I say this, but folks that maybe are new, I care about the next 4 years, not the next 4 months. Basically meaning I'm a long-term investor in these companies. I'll let the short sellers have their celebrations in the short term, right? One of these stocks goes down, or all these stocks go down in the short term, and they're celebrating, they're calling folks like myself idiots that are buying these stocks, right? And at the end of the day, every single stock I buy, I want it to be massively higher in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years from now than it is when I'm buying that stock, right? It doesn't matter 3 months, 4 months, and 5 months from now. At the end of the day, when it comes to, short-term stock price moves, you can feel really down about yourself, or you can feel really up about yourself, right? All of a sudden you buy a stock and it goes up immediately. You start thinking you're a rocket scientist and you're going to make 10% a day every day, right? And all of a sudden a stock goes down a bunch short term that you buy into, right? Over the coming weeks or months, and you start feeling like you're the biggest idiot in the world, right? I try not to get ever too caught up into those short-term stock price moves, and I would say for you guys, don't go down that route, because that's a rabbit hole you don't want to go down to. Focus over the long term and buying into great companies that you truly believe a lot in. Alrighty guys, let's get into these 5 stocks up here. First one I bought here today is Honest Company, HNST. So Honest Company, I got that order filled at $9.12 here today. Honest Company is in a vicious downtrend right now, and I just started getting involved with this stock. I plan to build this into actually a very, very large position of mine. Honest Company, if you don't know them, they sell diapers, they sell wipes, they sell soaps, they sell beauty products. I mean, you go into a Target store and you will find a whole lot of Honest products in that dang Target store. I mean, a whole lot of them. The whole company right now is trading a little over $800 million market capitalization on this company right now. The company went IPO in the past year. It's been doing what a lot of IPOs do, right? Where it starts out hot and then it just downtrends viciously. That's exactly what's been happening with the stock. And very, very recently here, I've gotten involved with the stock and started buying. And I plan to, like I said, I want to build this into a multi-6-figure position, if not a 7-figure position. At the end of the day, this is a needs-based business model. I love needs-based business models. It's kind of a recession play, to be quite honest, which there's always, rumblings out there about something like that happening, especially with deflation potentially coming and obviously stimulus going away. You never really know, but I like companies that are needs-based. I like companies that are recession plays, that even in a recession scenario, this company would likely still see its business thrive, because at the end of the day, the products they're selling are needs-based products. And keep in mind, when it comes to Honest Company, this is a company that doesn't even really have a deal in place with Walmart right now. Imagine if Walmart and them ever land a big deal together, similar to how they have it with Target, right? And I've seen Target jump ahead a lot of times of Walmart, like 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 24 months ahead of, basically products that Walmart ends up getting into. Target was in them a year before, 2 years before, sometimes even several years before them. So Honest Company, I think it has huge growth over the long term. I like the management team in place. Jessica Alba is still very intertwined with the company as far as their new products, innovation, branding, marketing, things like that, which I think is a very, very important thing. So yeah, Honest Company, bought that one here today. I plan to continue to buy that one over the coming months. I really, really like that stock. It's one of my favorite stocks right now. It's under $10 a share. Alrighty guys, next stock up here I bought, well, this one could have been a little predictable. The Chef, some tattooed chef. It's at $17.47 today. I said I had to buy some here today. When it comes to Chef, I mean, this is just, I know we like to make jokes about it goes from basically 24 to 16, from 16 to 24 and things like that. And it's kind of what it does. And right now it's on its downdraft down to 16. And, it's fun to make jokes and things like that. But I'll tell you what's not a joke. This company's growth. The company as a holy smokers is saying no joke is If you look at this company, they're landing deals with almost every single big grocery store chain and every single company you want to potentially be into. They're landing deals. I don't care if we're talking Kroger, Albertsons, Safeway, Whole Foods, Publix. It doesn't matter. Everybody they're getting into right now. Now, keep in mind, 2021 is the year where they're getting into all these retailers. But remember this. The numbers start to show up in a massive way in 22, right? Because you just start getting some initial orders for a lot of these retailers, but 22 is when you get that backfill and you get a full year in a lot of these retailers. And so that's some food for thought there, no pun intended, that, Tattooed Chef, they're really just seeing the initial numbers hit when it comes to these deals with these retailers. And then more and more is coming. And guess what we've seen? Look what's happened with Target. Where in Target, Tattooed Chef landed with 2-4 products, right? Now they expanded into 6-8 products, 10 products, 12 products. There's talk that they could be 20 plus products by the end of this year, meaning 2021, right? And so that's coming as well. The revenue growth, the growth of this company overall, the execution, it's not a joke. That's just bottom line. The stock price is a bit of a joke because it downtrends to 16. It goes back up to 24. Long term, that is not what's going to happen with this company. It will become a growth stock in terms of stock price, and the stock will go to 20, 30, 40, and beyond, in my opinion, over the coming years. And it'll just continue to be a beast, especially as cash flows continue to build for the company. And they basically had that revenue growth on top. So Tattooed Chef is a multi-year growth engine that I'm super excited about. Alright guys, next stock up here that I just bought, Voyager Digital. So this stock's been in a vicious downtrend. I picked up shares today for $9.33 a share. When it comes to Voyager Digital, ticker symbol VYGVF, this is a crypto brokerage. And just 5 days ago, they got some huge news. Voyager Digital secures final approval to begin operations in Europe. This stock has been in one of the most vicious down cycles you'll ever see, from roughly around $30 to here today, it's $9 a share. $9 a share. The stock has been absolutely devastated as a crypto brokerage. And keep in mind, Bitcoin's pretty much at right around all-time highs right now. And so there's a ton of crypto excitement obviously out there, but this stock just continues to be devastated. Now, when it comes to Voyager Digital, if you're at all, even remotely bullish on crypto, it is a hard stock not to be somewhat excited about, especially at the valuations gotten pushed down to, because at the end of the day, the growth of this company is enormous growth company. And when we're talking about 60,000 Bitcoin, right, or potentially 80,000, 100,000 plus Bitcoin, if you at all believe those are the sorts of prices Bitcoin's going to go into, imagine the amounts of money Voyager is going to make, because Voyager basically makes money as kind of being the middleman and those transaction fees that folks don't really see in there, right? What is referred to as spread. And keep in mind, when it comes to Voyager, they have some of the most attractive interest rates out there, so they can lure a lot of big whales away from other crypto brokerages to basically using Voyager Digital. Now, when it comes to Voyager Digital, if you don't believe in crypto over time, then this is a stock that's impossible to own. It's impossible. For me personally, I don't own Bitcoin or Dogecoin or Cardano or any of those, right? And so for me, I'm saying I'd rather be in the picks and shovels business, and if crypto falls, then I have a small investment in Voyager Digital and it would fall. But keep in mind, the stock's already been so dang devastated. And here's the thing, Voyager can pivot and become more than just a crypto brokerage over time. And so at the end of the day, when I look at Voyager Digital, I look at this stock price, it's been absolutely devastated into the floor. I say, okay, I'm willing to be a buyer and buyer and buyer. And my plan is to continue to buy the stock if it continues to kind of be in this vicious downtrend. As far as a Bitcoin crash, a crypto crash happening next year, it's certainly a possibility. But on the flip side, you could say it's also a possibility Bitcoin could go up a bunch because of all these new ETFs and things happening there. But then on the flip side, you could say, well, regulation could be potentially coming in a major way in 22 because the crypto market's basically gotten so massive now it's impossible to ignore. We're talking about this is the crypto market now is a multi-trillion-dollar market cap. It's impossible for the governments to ignore. So there's a lot of puts and takes there. All I know is Voyager Digital under $10. I'm going to pick up some shares here and there and basically just hold the stock, and we'll see how this plays out over the coming years. Okay. Next stock up here that I bought is CRSR Gaming, another devastated dog stock. All these stocks I've bought today basically are basically beating down dog stocks, okay? Corsair Gaming, CRSR, bought those shares at $24.92. Corsair Gaming has just been, kind of one of those in another downtrend. Not as vicious as some of those other stocks we looked at, but let's be quite honest. It's still, a stock that's in a really, really tough place. Trading just over a $2 billion market cap on this company, a PE ratio and a forward PE ratio that are pretty darn cheap. Now, this obviously came out recently, right? Corsair issues preliminary Q3 guidance, trims guidance, essentially. And if you look at the numbers and what management team said, basically it's nothing to do with the company misexecuting or people saying we don't want Corsair products, we don't want Elgato products, nothing like that at all. It's just at the end of the day, when it comes to Corsair Gaming, there's a huge chip shortage out there and supply chains are still messed up. Plus, the company has to deal with headwinds from the perspective of transportation costs and those sorts of things. And so the Corsair's just been in a tough place. Plus, they had if we're talking about the stock price, they have a huge short interest and huge short attacks going on. Plus, on top of that, they have the whole Eagle Fund, or whatever they're called, who's been selling shares of Corsair Gaming, right? Dumping those on the market and just making people fearful about what could that fund do or not do, where's the bottom for Corsair, those sorts of things. So this stock has been just caught up into a whirlwind of just, it's been a horrible year in terms of 2021 for Corsair Gaming when it comes to just all the worries, the legit worries around this company, the non-legit worries, and it's created a stock price that, basically put on any measure, this company's significantly undervalued. The stock looks like it's a coiled spring, waiting to shoot off like a rocket ship, but it's just a matter of time. When it comes to Corsair Gaming, I've seen the management team execute on a very high level, right? Considering everything that they can control, they're doing a great job. When I see the innovation coming out of the company, they're doing a great job. When I see the brand they continue to build with Corsair and Elgato, when I see the company's vision being in the forefront of hardware products in the gaming industry and the streaming industry, at the end of the day, when it comes to Corsair Gaming, the stock's significantly undervalued. Now, another thing that I feel very, very comfortable with in Corsair Gaming is I don't think there's a huge downside for Corsair Gaming, and also there's been a huge amount of support in the $24 range for Corsair. It's hit $24 a couple times in the past few months, and this is a stock that just continues to hold strong in that range. So, is it possible Corsair could go down to $18, $20, something like that? Yes, absolutely. Everything's possible, but I don't see it being the most realistic scenario. The reason being is there's so much bad news already baked in the stock price that all this stock needs is some little bit of good news to come out, and the next thing you know, the stock shoots off like a rocket ship, right? But not just that, the valuation's been pushed down so low on the PE and the forward PE metrics that it just, you start to look at the stock and it's just ridiculous to be trading at these sorts of valuations when you look at the long-term growth a company like Corsair has ahead. And lastly, when you think about all the headwinds this company has, they're all short-term headwinds. These are all 2021 type headwinds for the company, right? And think about as those headwinds unwind and those begin to become basically tailwinds, which much of what's been going on with this company has been short-term headwinds that don't last forever. Those things last for, a few quarters, 3 quarters, 5 quarters, and then they're done. And then those turn into tailwinds for the next 3 to 5 months after that. And all of a sudden, next thing you know, Corsair's profitability, revenue growth, everything across the board is looking great. And where do you think the stock price goes? I've seen it time and time again being in the market for a long, long time. And so Corsair Gaming, needless to say, I'm very excited about that stock over the coming years. Over the short term, it's been in a tough place. But even in the short term, it's hard not to see that stock turn around in a massive way because they have so much bad news baked in, and all they need is a little good something, okay? Next stock up here is the Planet. So the Planet, I went ahead and bought some shares of this stock. I haven't bought this stock very much recently, but the stock price has been hitting. So I picked up some shares here today, 389 shares at $4.02 for the Planet 13, okay? When it comes to Planet, look at the stock price. It's been on a vicious downtrend specifically over the last several months, right? It's just been, at the end of the day, I think there was a lot of excitement and a lot of hype in the stock, maybe when it was in that $7, $8 range, even the high sixes. And just all the hype left a ton of these stocks, including the Planet, right? And so now this is a stock that's basically just kind of floundering, downtrending. And you look at volume here today, volume was high, right? We got over double volume here today, and the stock was still down 2%, trading around an $800 million market cap. And keep in mind, the Planet is a company that recently had as much as like 9 figures of cash on the balance sheet. It's a growth story that I don't know when the Planet stops growing, right? As far as revenues, double digits. But it's so far from now, I can't even imagine it. I can't even imagine what year it is when the Planet finally stops growing revenues, double-digit percentage. You look at, they just acquired the Florida licenses, so they should have many, many stores up in Florida over the next 24 months. Plus, you have, obviously, the Orange County Superstore continuing to build business. You have the Vegas Superstore that's as popular as it's ever been, if not more popular, right? Plus, the Medicine store, which is their smaller format store in Vegas, which they'll be able to implement a lot of what made them successful with the Medicine store into the Florida stores and even take those to the next level, right? And make those even better. So at the end of the day, when I look at this company and then you think about the own brands opportunity, this is a company that someday won't grow double digits, meaning 10% plus per year. But I don't know when that is, and it's so far from now, and this story is so dang exciting, and federal legalization has to be right around the corner, right? When you think about all these things, and on top of that, you think about it from the perspective of financing is easing up finally for a lot of these companies. Finally, the banking system can give more traditional loans to these companies, which is a huge win and a next big step toward federal legalization. This is massive for the Planet, and that's why I picked up some shares here today. As a long-term investor in that company, I'm really excited, and the management team has done nothing but impress me since I've ever owned that stock. So I'm really, really excited there. So yeah, guys, those are 5 stocks I bought here today, all beaten down dog stocks that I love for the next several years, and I think will be huge money makers for us. So only time will tell. If you want to check out free 7 days in my private stock group, check out the pinned comment down there. Join in there. We'll get you on board with somebody from my team. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy that, and hope you become long-term members who love being part of the group with us in there. Much love, and have a great day.